What is the origin of all harmful viruses? In any battle plan, it is wise to learn as much about the enemy as possible before trying to defeat it. You know what you're really fighting against. So what do we know about COVID-19? Well, we know it's a novel virus. It's a new virus. We know it attacks the respiratory system. We know that it is highly contagious. And based upon public information, the origins of COVID-19 appears to be the wet markets of China. But it is a virus still. And even though it's an aggressive virus with a high mortality rate, it is like other harmful viruses in that it causes sickness and suffering and even death. So again, in order to get a better handle on the enemy, it's wise to consider, therefore, the origin of all harmful viruses, since COVID-19 is part of the virus family. And there was a time in this world when there were no harmful viruses. Back in Genesis chapter 1, when God created the world, He created everything very good. There was no sickness, there was no suffering, there was no pain, there was no death. But that changed in Genesis chapter 3. Something drastic affected the human race. You see, God gave mankind a command. Do not eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, for in the day you eat thereof you will surely die. And when Adam ate of that forbidden fruit, death entered the human race. And as a result, the creation is groaning and travailing in pain. The Apostle Paul confirms this death now in the human race in Romans chapter 5 and verse 12, as we read, just as through one man sin entered the world, and death through sin. Before sin, there were no harmful viruses. But because of sin, we now live in a fallen world where there is sickness and suffering and death. So the ultimate origin of all harmful viruses can be traced back to the Garden of Eden, where in that garden, the origin of all harmful viruses and death is found in mankind's sin.